First Alert Forecast, brought to you by Groundworks.
Good afternoon, First Alert meteorologist Caleb Saylor here with the forecast update. If you haven't been able to watch us today, this is the first time you're getting your forecast, just know that we've got some changes coming on the way. It's going to be a couple of days until that cooler air arrives. I want to start with a time lapse of tower camera here at 21Alive for today because we've had a lot of cloud cover. Yes, a few breaks of blue sky and sunshine here or there, but overall it's been a mostly cloudy day. Winds out of the east-northeast have brought in some clouds off of the lake. It's been kind of sporadic here in Fort Wayne. Some places a little bit cloudier, some places a little bit sunnier across the Great Lakes region, but that cloud cover has kept temperatures down. We've only seen temperatures in the mid-70s in northeast Indiana and northwest Ohio, but if you look off towards Champaign, Illinois, well, they got up to 80 degrees today. This is an area where there's not a lot of cloud cover. Now, the reason being is because as that wind has come in from the northeast, it's kept temperatures a little bit cooler at the surface, but we also have what's called a temperature inversion in place. So temperature inversion is when you've got warmer air above cooler air relatively down at the surface. And we've created this graphic to sort of explain it. Typically, the temperature profile of the atmosphere during the afternoons is that you've got warmer air at the surface, and then as you climb up in the air, it starts to gradually become cooler, the air does. And when that happens, you've got your warm air that rises and will continue to rise as long as that little pocket of air is cooler than its surroundings. And so on a typical summer day, you would expect a few fair weather clouds with a lot of blue sky in between. But a temperature inversion is the opposite of that. It's when you've got relatively cooler air at the surface below a layer of warmer air. So as you go up into the atmosphere, it runs into a layer of air that is warmer than what's below. And when that happens, it traps a layer of clouds that are kind of hard to break up until those temperatures start to warm up enough at the surface that makes that layer above it cooler. So that's part of the reason why we've had some persistent cloud cover today. It could be a slight concern for parts of the day tomorrow, that inversion layer. So we could see a little bit more cloud cover. However, I do expect to see even some clearing conditions this evening and more breaks in the clouds for your Friday. First Alert Future Track shows just that. A few clouds here or there for your Friday afternoon. But overall, we're not expecting right now for it to be a totally cloud-covered day. There just might be periods where we see a bit more cloud cover and then periods where we see a bit more sunshine. I also now want to turn your attention to Saturday. The weekend, for the most part, is looking very good. A lot of cloud cover on Saturday, and this is ahead of a cold front. Use quotes around that, cold front. That's going to swing through on Saturday sometime later in the day. We're expecting that to bring a few very hit and miss rain showers. You can see some spots of green on Future Track here. Those are those isolated rain showers that could spring up. You do not need to cancel your outdoor plans on Saturday. Just might be a scenario where you have to go inside for 30 minutes and then you can come right back outside. And you notice this green is not widespread on the map either. So there very well could be a few locations across 21 country on Saturday that stay completely dry. So just keep that in mind. A day where you may want the umbrella handy, but very well may not need it. And we're not worried about rain on Sunday, but the thing that's going to change on Sunday after that cold front swings through is the temperatures. We're going from where we're going to be tomorrow in the 80s down into, unfortunately for some of you, the 70s. I'm really looking forward to the 70s myself. You can see Sioux Falls, South Dakota is at 84 degrees. We look to Bozeman, Montana, 77 degrees. Regina in Canada, 77 degrees. Winnipeg, 73 degrees. This is the air mass that's behind the cold front that will swing through our area. So a lot of times in the summer when we get a cold front that comes through, temperatures really don't change a whole lot. But this is a little bit of a different scenario where we've got that cold air that's going to be dragged with that cold front. So expect temperatures to go to, I'd say even mid to late September feel we're going to be getting an early taste of fall weather coming up here shortly. The rest of the day, though, not too bad. Temperatures hanging out in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, still summer-like as well. When you send the kids off to the bus stop in the morning, temperatures will be around 60. And in the afternoon, 3 or 4 o'clock, the temperature will be around 80 degrees. I want to point out, though, before we move on to looking at the temperatures for the rest of the weekend, tomorrow morning, a little bit of patchy fog is possible. Don't expect it to be a widespread concern, but patchy fog is possible in 1 or 2 locations. So tune in to 21Alive tomorrow morning starting at 4:30, just in case any delays are issued by any of the area school districts. Now temperatures for the rest of your weekend. Saturday, pretty much going to be in the same ballpark as Friday. Highs in the low to mid-80s, somewhere in between about 81 and 84 degrees for some locations. But then that changes as we get into Saturday. That cold front swings through. A lot of you are waking up in the morning on Sunday in the low 50s. And those Sunday afternoon temperatures, you can see in the big picture view, all this yellow on top of northeast Indiana and northwest Ohio. Those are highs in the mid-70s, and we're talking low 70s for the highs on Monday afternoon. I want to backtrack just a little bit. You get a good idea of where that area of colder air is. It's fairly expansive from Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, down into Indiana, Ohio, spreading all the way east into Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire. So this is a large area of relatively cooler air that's going to set in place, and it's going to be in place for the next couple of days. So while it's not anything to be overly concerned about, we still want to give you the first alert about it because this is quite the change that's going to be coming over the next couple of days. Like I said, these are temperatures that are much more reminiscent of late September than they are for late August. So we just want you to be prepared with that. That's going to do it for your afternoon update. Meteorologist Michael Mornelli is going to have more on what's to come next week coming up on the news at 4, and Chief Meteorologist Matt Leach will be in starting at 5.